Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Box Score Sports YouTube channel. I'm your host, Ryan. On today's episode, Clint and I are going to continue our NBA preview, and we're going to talk about the San Antonio Spurs. So if you want to hear about our thoughts on the Spurs on the offseason, we do have a video out there where we did the entire division on the stock up, stock down, and stock hold based on the moves of the offseason. So we're going to focus ahead on the Spurs season. So let's get into it. Let us know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on the Spurs upcoming season, and like and subscribe. So let's get into it, Clint. Let's talk about the Spurs. Last year they finished 34 and 48. They were 13th in the Western Conference. They re-signed De'Aaron Fox. I think that's a big move. They added Luke Cornett and Olynyk. And then they drafted Harper and Bryant in the lottery last year. Big pick for them with Harper at number two. And the only like notable departure, at least in my mind, is Chris Paul because he's a name. So, Clint, let's get into our preview. What is the biggest strength you have, or what are you looking forward to the most going into the season for the Spurs?
It has to be. It's Victor, and then it's Victor, and then it's Victor. When we see him play, it is crazy to watch because the dude is just massive. I think he's, just gangly, 8'5", whatever he is now, just a massive human. So I think that the strength of that team is building around him, and they got to keep him healthy, though. That's slightly concerning. He's missed large chunks his first 2 years, but getting Victor into the right positions, I think that's obviously, the strength of their team. They got some youth on this team too, but we'll kind of get into that as we go forward. But for me, the strength of this team is Victor Wembanyama and what they do around him.
Yeah, I have nothing to add really. I mean, it's kind of boring that we have the same answer. I will throw in Castle. I like Castle. I think he's a good young player. There's some intrigue with the youth, which is a strength. Like if you're watching the Spurs, it's like, how is Harper going to fit? Is Castle going to take another leap? These are things that you're wondering, but really, I mean, the guy averaged 4 blocks basically last year. It's like, and it's his second year in the league. Like if he can stay healthy, can he get up to like 5 to 6 blocks a game? We'll see. But I'm with you. I think Wembanyama, having him on your team and what you can do around him, I think is going to be pretty awesome to watch going into this season. So yeah, that's definitely a strength for the Spurs. Okay, give me their weakness.
It's got to be shooting.
Yeah, that's what I have too.
It's like, De'Aaron Fox, his shooting has really fallen off. Castle is not a shooter. Harper is not a shooter. Sochan, not a shooter. Like, it really worries me. Harrison Barnes is more like a set shooter, which has its place. Like, their best shooter is probably Victor, and that's awesome at times. But I really worry that it's just going to get clogged up, and they're going to be a poor offensive team. Let alone Fox has been out for training camp. Like, they didn't get to work on their pick and roll stuff last year because Victor got hurt a couple games into the trade, and now Fox is out with, I think it's a hamstring. So again, they're not working on this stuff. So I just really worry about the spacing and the shooting on this team, helping them reach any kind of, upper limit.
Yeah, that's what I had too. And just to add to it, I guess 30 to 31%. These guys on the team, Fox, Castle, Johnson, and Sohan, like they all shoot below 31% from three. And those are guys on your team that take up a lot of minutes. So the spacing isn't great. Now, Victor, now you do have Vassell who shoots 36, and I think Barnes, like you said, he's a set shooter, and I think he shot like over 40% last year from three. So that's good, but those aren't the guys you're like relying on for, like, I guess Barnes is a big minutes guy, Vassell might, but you got to have the other guys, especially like if you're going to have Fox initiate the offense with Victor, it'd be nice if everybody around Fox and Victor could shoot. That's kind of what your dream scenario is. So I really think, and then Harper, he's not known to be a great shooter, right? So like Yeah, the shooting's gonna be the big question mark. Does some of these guys like get better at it, fix their shooting? Like maybe Castle will take a step up, which would be huge for them, or Keldon Johnson can be better. Sohan, I think, is just gonna be 31% his entire career because he's been a project for a little bit. So that's what you kind of hope, but it is a weakness going into the season for sure.
Yeah, kind of worrisome.
Yeah, I'm with you. Big question for the Spurs.
I mean, shooting was the big one. Also, coaching. They switched out Pop. I totally forgot the coach's name. He wasn't overly creative. I was just looking at this and I didn't write down his name. He wasn't
I'll look
overly
it up.
creative after he took over. And when you have a team with limited spacing, like sometimes you got to get creative to open things up. So I just question whether they can match the lack of shooting to a diverse enough offense to make it passable. Because I think when healthy, they should be a pretty good defensive team.
Yeah.
I mean, they're always going to be a good defensive team when Victor's out there. But again, behind Victor, Cornette, Olynyk, you might be able to space the floor with them, but not exactly stalwarts on the defensive end. So I think that mixing the coaching and the lack of shooting and getting someone creative enough to make that flow better is a big question I have.
Yeah, Mitch Johnson, I think, is the Spurs coach. Yeah, that's a good one. I also had uh, how is Harper going to be used? I think that's a huge like Victor can be. He just got to stay healthy. He's a building block though. Who's your other building block? Is it Castle? I think he can be, but how are we developing Harper? Is he going to be like Rob Dillingham last year for the Wolves, where he barely plays, or are you going to try to integrate him into this offense? And then if you're going to do that, how is he going to work with De'Aaron Fox? I think that's a big question that I have because I like the idea of Harper, Castle, and Wembanyama moving forward. So it's like this what are we going to do with Harper this year to keep him going and developed in the right direction? And then I'm also interested how they'll do the big man rotation. Like, are you going to play Cornette with Wembanyama or Olynyk? I think Olynyk and Wembanyama would be pretty interesting because they both can shoot. I kind of like that pairing a little bit better. So I kind of hope they do that. But those would be like I guess the two big questions I have is like, what are we doing with Harper and how are we going to do that big man rotation? Because you don't want Wembanyama playing center all the time.
That's for sure. So yeah, that's a good one.
Sorry, took a drink at the wrong time. Okay. What I was like, I thought maybe you might add more to
Yeah.
it. So I was like, okay. Okay. Anyway, what would be let's go to the next question. How success. What would be a success for the Spurs in your mind this season?
I think seeing improvement with those three guards shooting. I mean, it doesn't have to be like I think Fox was 31%. It doesn't have to be like 31 and now he's shooting 40%. But if Fox, if Castle, if Harper, if you can get them to like the mid 30s where it's
Yeah,
respectable,
huge.
I think that goes a long way. Because
Yeah.
sometimes it's just the fact that if you kick it and the guy has to be like, all right, he's not a great shooter, but it just creates a little bit more space. So I want to see them progress on that end, though specifically those three, because I think you're right. The other guys, they've been in the league a little longer. I think we kind of know what they are on that
Yeah.
end. I mean Fox too, but I don't think Fox was a 31% 3-point shooter for his career.
Right.
I think he had a pretty bad year last year. So just I want to see improvement, especially from the young guys shooting.
Yeah, I like that one. That and if they can do that, they'll find like success because then like the other thing is can you find a second building block for your team, right? Like so when we talk about the Pistons, my team, that's like the big question. One of the questions I might not be picked that one, but it's like, okay, you got Cade. Now who do you want to be his guys? It's like you got Victor. Who's going to be that guy to be his running mate? I also think another success, not just to do something a little different from you, is just can Victor take another leap? So his numbers were pretty good last year, but could he become like a 50-38 guy with 4 blocks, 27 points a game? I think he could. He has that potential, but man, if he starts doing that, the league better watch out because that's going to be really rough.
Yeah, I think along with that is getting again. Obviously, you don't want him jacking 10 mid-range jumpers again, but getting something in the post a little bit at the elbow with his height, being able to, again, kind of goes back to having a creative offense. If you can kind of get him the ball like they get Jokic and just have guys move around that and kind of use his gravity, I think would be another good step, because him taking like 8 or 9 threes a game it's cool to watch a giant guy like that shooting, but I think for the long-term viability of him getting to that next level, he's got to diversify a little.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, prediction for the Spurs.
They're on the edge for me. I'm going to give them a play-in, but I think they're, obviously if Victor gets hurt, I think they're a lottery team, but I think they're a play-in team.
Yeah, I have play-in as well. Yeah. Okay, anything else on the Spurs?
I can't think of anything else.
Okay, beautiful. Excellent. Okay, for everybody else, let us know in the comments down below your questions, what you want to see from the Spurs, and your predictions as well. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe, and we will talk to you next time. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.